Hi. Hey, this is Holy Chicken Cross, and I'm Alexa. Welcome to my little corner of the internet, where I'm going to show you my cross stitch and talk about some books I've been reading and some games that I play. I am going to first apologize. I am not super used to recording yet, so I can see my face here, but I know the camera is here. However, my eyes automatically keep getting drawn to my face, and I apologize. So hopefully I can continue to stare at the little dot. Okay? Okay. I'm a little nervous, so I apologize for any rambling and any unnecessary details that I give. I'm sure there will be a bunch because, good lord. I've already tried this twice, and one time I wasn't even recording, so special doesn't. I'm special sometimes. My name is Alexa. I am 34 years old. I am married for 7 years to the love of my life. He is. Yeah, he's my dude. He's my person. I am a fur mom to two animals. One is an orange cat named Flick, which we'll probably see at some point. He likes to get in mommy's business. He is a mama's boy. I also have a dog. She is a mutt. She is... We did do a DNA test because when we rescued her at 3 months old, they told us Great Dane Hound, and about 3 months later we were like, yeah, no, she's not tall enough. She's not tall enough to get on this ride. We did a DNA test. She is 45% pit bull, and the rest of it is Australian Shepherd, Lab, Boxer, and Basset. She's a crackhead. That's what she is. Anyway, she's a little odd, but you will probably see her too, because my hope is that you'll have seen clips of some of my animals before this. I'm hoping to have clips of them to add. I know I already have one for Flick, but I don't have one for Izzy yet. She's currently sleeping that way, staring at mommy because mommy is talking to herself, and that's... Well, normally in occurrence, she's usually doing something when she's talking to herself, like cross-stitching or watching TV. And the TV is not on, so. Anyway, I work in water treatment, which is interesting. I know there was a long pause for that. My job's boring, like, honestly. I do a lot of data. I do a lot of data entry and compiling for state reports. And I also teach people how to do the water quality lab when we have people to teach. Don't know how I got that job, but I did. I've had to teach like 3 or 4 people now, and it's a lot of fun. I like doing the lab, but they have people already doing that. But a perk of my job is that I get to cross stitch a lot. I get really busy around the end and the beginning of the month. The middle of the month is a dry Sahara where I mostly answer the phones unless I'm on call. And so I cross stitch, and my boss does not seem to care. So he's come in my office and made comments on my work and then left. So feels like one of those like secrets that's like in plain sight. I don't know. Better than sleeping. I used to sleep because I'm like anemic for like 3 different types. So like sleeping was like all the time for a while. Anyway. So I get a lot of cross stitch done during the week. I have a lot of small projects, and I do have a few full coverages. I do enjoy full coverage. I'm still learning full coverage. I am shaking the camera. I apologize. Don't know why it's shaking so bad. Okay. I enjoy full coverage. I don't always have a lot of time for full coverage, but I enjoy it. I have a few patterns that I try to work on once a week, and then a few others that I are kind of like focusing. Although I have quite a few full coverage WIPs now that I think I'm going to have to make a wheel soon to pick. We'll see. Anyway, I am also a gamer and a reader, so we will talk about those. Maybe not today. Today is mostly going to be about my cross stitching and introducing myself. I'm going to try not to make this super long, but I wanted to go over some finishes I've done, my current WIPs, and some plans I have going forward, because I would love your opinion on some of them. The only other things I will say before we get started is my Instagram is a little different than my YouTube name. My Instagram is Aggressive Penguin 23. That came up in a random name box some point in my teens, and I thought it was hysterical. So I'm the Aggressive Penguin 23 on Instagram. I'll make sure to link it below. I'm also on TikTok as Angel Fowl. It's my normal name of places. And yeah, so let's go ahead and dive into my finishes. So I have recently learned how to fully finish, and I just did realize that I have a finish somewhere else, but I think it's with my fully finishing supplies. I'll explain that in a minute. Anyway, so I started cross stitching 2 or 3 years ago. Now, when I started, I started with stamped kits, and then I did a very small piece that was Sailor Moon themed, and then I did it on and off for a bit, and then I was avidly a knitter for a long time. I have been a knitter for almost 10 years. And then I got a advent calendar, like, yarn box that I was, like, doing stuff with for a while with crochet. And then this last year, I ended up back on the cross stitch bandwagon. Mostly because it's portable. I can work on it at work. Sometimes working on sweaters and stuff like that at work is not I have to keep it small enough. Like, I know they don't really care, but, like, there's a limit. However, last year was a rough year. My husband had 2 major surgeries on his feet, and so because of that, I kind of cope with stress by starting things. So the first finish I have to show you, I actually have to fully finish because I did not understand how finishing worked when I tried to do it. However, I can't get the nails out. Yeah, it's what you think. But a little background on the piece. I enjoy musicals. I love Epic the Musical. If you don't know what it is, Jorge, I forget his last name, I just know him as Mr. Jalapeno. But he did Epic the Musical. It is a 9 sections, 3 to 5 songs per saga, and he finished it Christmas before last. I love it. It's so much fun. I sing along with it all the time. I still do. If I want to sing along with something, I will turn on Epic. And for some reason, I got a lot of traction on TikTok with this piece, which is weird, because I've never gotten traction on TikTok with anything. So, I was working on an Epic the Musical piece, and I had to figure out how to get these out, because this framing thing is too big. Anyway, I didn't have a lot of margin because I was new at this. So this is Epic the Musical. The shop that I bought it from is on Etsy. It was the Lemonaida shop. I remember that. This is 16 count. I don't remember what color I did this in. I want to say 815, something like that. It was a nice dark red. And then I actually bought Kreinik for the first time. to use for the gold. Now, on my TikTok, nobody has seen the gold accents yet because I haven't posted about it. So, but this is on 16 count. It is, I did all of the border first, and then went through and did every saga, starting with the underworld. So, if you want, we'll go through. That's the Troy saga. I ended up making the flames the gold. That is Polyphemus, or the Cyclops saga. This is the Ocean saga. So like when I originally did this, I saw the gold for like the eye and like the flames, and so a lot of the other ones I had to be like, ooh, where am I putting it? So this one I did the tops of the waves in gold because I thought about doing the sails, but I thought that was too much. So I did all the tops of the waves in gold. So this is the Ocean saga. And we'll come back down here. This is the Circe saga. All of their eyes are gold. This is the, oh, I'm not gonna be able to see. That's the Underworld saga, and I did it like a wave coming out from underneath his boat. And this is all of the crewmates. Then we have the Thunder saga with the lightning bolt in gold. I love, this one was fun. Then we have the Wisdom saga, where I did the sand in the hourglass. It's one of my favorites. This is like my favorite saga. This is the Vengeance saga. I did the trident and then kind of petered it out at the end to kind of like be like worn, kind of. And then finally the Ithaca saga, where I did the bow. So yeah, so this was on 16 count. It was just a cream Aida I bought at like Joann's before they closed, or Michael's or something. I could probably find out what the color is. I just wanted to do like a red, like burgundy color, because that's like my favorite color. And then the gold is a Kryneck in like, I want to say it's like antique gold or something. I bought like 3 of them to figure out like which one I wanted. So, but yeah, this was my first ever finished piece. I've now gotten better at finishing, and so at some point I'm going to take the thumbtacks out of this frame and actually finish it. And I'll show you, my next 2 finishes are actually fully finished because they're presents for some friends of mine. And I actually researched how to finish them before I did it. This one I kind of just went on vibes. Because I thought, ooh, hey, framing canvas. Perfect. That didn't work. Anyway. So, that was epic. I started that one in June last year, and I think I finished it, I want to say July. Anyway. So another fully finished of mine. So I have a couple friends that I adore, and I decided I wanted to make them something. So this first one is called Trash Summoners by RavenStitchCraft, I think, on Etsy. So this is 18 count Gothic with Pictureless Plus. I used all of the called for colors. And then this one I actually did my research, and I used sequin pins on foam core board, and I laced the back. Isn't it pretty? So this friend really loves raccoons, so I wanted to do a raccoon piece for her. These actually have been sitting for a little bit because I finished this one on the 1st of February, and today is the 14th, and so I fully finished it like a week later because I had to get the stuff for it. It is kind of wonky because I could not cut the foam core board with any scissors in this house, and I could not find my X-Acto knife. So I've gotten an X-Acto knife because I have another finish in Epic that I want to do that the other one is with the finishing supplies, so I will try to do that before my next recording to show you that one. Anyway, So yeah, this is Gothic by Pictureless Plus, 18 count, Trash Summoners by RavenStitchCraft on Etsy. I love this one. I think one of my favorite things is like this apple up here, or like that one right there. Every time I like did this, I would take a picture at the end of the like session I was doing and send it to my friends. We have a group chat, and they don't really stitch like they do other hobbies, and so I just thought that this was the funniest thing. So that is Trash Summoners. It's one of my favorites. This one is by a designer that you're going to see a lot of, because apparently I have fallen in love with her craft, with her patterns. So this is my other friend. This is Earth Dragon by NeedleLotDesigns. You are going to see a lot of NeedleLotDesigns today. I apologize in advance, but I love her patterns. They are so pretty. They are some of my favorites. So this is 16 count, right? Yeah. 16 count Woodland by Pictureless Plus. I got it off of 123 Stitch. I finished it the same way. Got sequin pens, got laced, although this one lacing was kind of interesting because I had far too much fabric and I did not want to cut it. It had already had all the edges serged and I don't want to serge, so when I finish things I have to like blanket stitch the edges, and I didn't feel like messing with it. So, but I thought this was pretty. She loves it already, and it's so much fun. So, although I don't know what it is, but every time I was working on the wings, it made me think of avocados. It's just like, I don't know why, but it always just made me think of avocados. I finished this one January 28th. I started it January 29th. Oh, and then I actually started this one January 26th. So these took about a month. This is about 10,000 stitches, and this is about 4,500. Yeah, 4,500. So I was trying to make sure they both got done close together, so I spent a lot more time on this one than the other one. So that's all my finishes. I don't have a lot. The only other finish I have, as I said, is in my stuff for finishing supplies, and I don't want to get it out right now. So we'll talk about that when I pull it out. Now we're going to try to go in chronological order by vibes. So I didn't start keeping track of anything until the beginning of this year. I got the rainbow sheets off of Etsy. Has a really cool spreadsheet, and seeing as spreadsheets are my job, I had wanted to do a spreadsheet, but I didn't want to sit down and make one because I knew what I wanted done and it was going to be a pain in the butt. This has everything done that I want. So I wanted to wait to start a floss tube until I had January done and could give you stats for January. So the plan, so I was hoping everything before the first of this year, I don't have stats for like starting, other than like vague memory and like scrolling through my pictures to see when I started taking pictures, because I like taking pictures. Like when I sit down to stitch, I like to take a picture when I'm done with the session to see the progress. Does that make sense? So I finished up at the musical. I think these are in the wrong order, so we'll go with this one first. I have them stacked over here in the right order. I have not ironed anything. I apologize. So I finished up at the musical, and so I decided to start my first full coverage. So the only caveat with this one is that I don't remember the shop name. But if you look on Etsy and like put Haunted Doll Shop, you'll probably find it. So you probably want to know what it looks like when it's done. Hold on. Sorry. Where is... Files. Okay. Sorry. Images. Okay. So, this is... I am calling it the Haunted Doll Shop because that's what it looks like to me. So this is my first full coverage try. God, that glare. That's the spreadsheet that's glaring. Anyway, so this is the Haunted Doll Shop. It is not, it's 62,500 stitches. I am currently at 60%, 61% at 3,861. It is only 11 colors, so I actually started this one in the middle and then worked up and then started like, then I tried rows, but I can't handle all of the dangly bits anymore. I don't know what it is about my ADHD, but I can't handle all the danglies. So it is 11 colors. It's about half the pattern is done. There is one more section of shop down here and then the street. Let me see if I can hold it up longer so you can see. It is a lot of fun. Although it's been very overwhelming with all the dangly parked threads right now, and I haven't sat down and like worked those in to figure out, because they just give me a headache trying to work on all those, because like, goodness. Anyway, so that's Haunted Doll Shop. That is 61% done at 38,161 stitches. So that was on 18 count gridded. So that was my first foray. Epic was done on 16. That is done on 18. And then a lot of stuff I've done since then has been on 18 count Aida, because I just like the feel of it. But then at some point I wanted to see how even weave worked, because I knew I wanted to do bigger pieces, and so I bought a piece of 36 count even weave and decided to try Persephone from Carolyn Manning. Now, if you know Carolyn Manning, they're pretty easy. There are a lot of triangles, lots of squares, diamond shapes, all that, right? So this is Persephone. I am currently at 13,980 stitches out of 22,201 at 63%. I have my spreadsheet open right there, sorry. Goes this way. So I decided to try 36 count. So this is 2 over 2 half cross. Yeah, that's what I was doing. 2 over 2 half cross is what I was doing. So I'm about halfway there. I just have this other corner. Don't look at the stain. Don't look at the stain. It's fine. That was chocolate. Shh, it's fine. Anyway, so this is Persephone by Carolyn Manning. I already have Hecate kitted up with the other half of this fabric that I was planning to do after this one was done. It's fun. I started a lot of things since I started this, and so I actually have had to institute a wheel spin for whenever my for Sundays for what goes in my backpack, because I put 2 projects in my backpack every week, and those are the 2 that get progress. And I've only instituted that, like, this will be the 2nd week I've done it, this next week, and I'm like, so this hasn't come up yet. Actually, it's weird, the same 2 projects came up twice. I probably should have it black out, but it's fine. So anyway, this is Persephone by Carolyn Manning. It's on 36 count even weave, 2 over 2 half cross. Was trying that. I just think it's weird because this one's so dainty compared to the 18 count for the Haunted Doll Shop. It's just weird to me. So anyway, this one I started like September of last year. so it's been around a while. But I do like it. It's just, I have a lot of other things going. Okay, this is also not a big project, but a big project. So after that, I decided that I wanted to, since I'm a gamer, I decided that I wanted to do a seasonal Stardew Valley. So this is the fall Stardew Valley chart from GlitchStitchAU. It is 19,407 stitches, and I currently have 6,654 stitches for 34%. And here's where we are. So I have to be very... I have to have a lot of brain power when I want to work on this, because it is very confetti heavy. However, that makes sense because it is literally pixel art. Because, oh my god, look at the mushroom. Look at the mushroom tree. Look at that. And the tree itself. Like, it looks just like straight out of the game. And it looks so good. Like, even the house. The house looks fantastic. But it was a bitch. I mean, I swear, sorry. It was a bitch to stitch. And, like, I love this. I love the concept of this. I have everything for spring, winter, and summer. So this is on my wheel. When it gets spun, I will take it to work for a week, and I will work on it. That is the plan. I haven't worked on it in a long time. I don't even know. It's not even been on my tracker this year yet. So... none of these three have had any work on them done in 2026 yet. Yeah, I love this one. It looks so good. So I have 18 count gridded fabric for all 4 of them. I have all of the floss already bought. I have them all blanket stitched and cut to size. I just have to stitch them. And I will. I have to have brain power because my god, look at that back. This is a lot better than when I was doing the house, because I was trying to do, like, more stuff with the house. I got a little bit better into the flow on the tree, but, oh, man. Anyway, so that was Stardew Valley. So the next cross stitch has kind of a saga attached to it. So... ThreadGeeks had a sale on charts in December for Chrissabug. I love Chrissabug's art. She has fantastic art. And so I bought a bunch of them. And then I also bought a Aida of Margaret Morales at the same time, because I had to take my licensing test. In November, I had a week where I had to go take a class and then take the test, and it was a written test, so it took like 2 weeks for us to find out. And the goal was that if I passed, I have 2 licenses. If I passed the easier license, I got to kit up Persephone by Chrissabug, charted by ThreadGeeks. If I passed the harder of the 2, I got to kit up Hades and Persephone by Margaret Morales. So here is Persephone by Chrissabug. I love this chart. Everything about it. I love this chart. Okay. And then this is Hades and Persephone by Margaret Morales. Love this chart. Love this picture. Mwah. Love it. No notes. Right? Okay. And those are the mock-ups from Pattern Keeper, because I exclusively use Pattern Keeper. So, when I first started Persephone, I was an 18 count person. And I started this December 5th, I think. Yeah, like December 5th, I started this one. And I was doing diagonals of the black, and then I would stitch out the color, and then continue the diagonal in the black. And like, this is it on 18 count, right? Well, that's the whole chart, because at some point I wanted to know how far across it was, right? It is big. It is very large and in charge. And that's fine. However, it was taking so there's a lot of cat hair in the black, and like, I'm not even sure I can get all of it out. And I was worried, and there's like lines, and like, this is my first like full coverage, right? Like, this is the first time I did this. And so I decided last week, or the week before, when was it? The 10th? The 10th. Oof. Anyway, I decided on the 10th that I was going to attempt to restart it. So that's 2/1 full cross on 18 count, right? It's very slow going, but the back is really thick in that confetti area, right? So like, that is what it looks like, and it's wild, right? Like, it is so thick. So I decided, I was ordering stuff for another project anyway. I decided I was gonna try it on 25 count. So on the 10th, I restarted it on 25 count to try. Well, you see my problem? You see my problem? There is so much white peeking through that black, because it is such a dark chart that like, so I talked to some people. I actually posted a message in Full Coverage Fanatics Facebook group that I just joined a little bit ago, and I'm like, this will wash out, right? This will fluff up when you wash it, right? And they're like, yeah, and you should railroad, and you should do this, and maybe you should do full cross and all this, because this is 2/1 tent, right? And that was like one of the appeals of going down to 25 for me, was I could do it in tent. And I just don't like how it's coming out. So yesterday, I haven't started it yet. Yesterday, I went to my local needle shop, which is 45 minutes away. I took a 2-hour trip for this, and got a 28 count to try. 2/1 half stitch. This 28 count is like the size of what I had done on Persephone right now. So we're going to try to restart this probably later today on 28 count. 2/1 half cross for Persephone. Because I figure I started a new, I uploaded the PDF again in Pattern Keeper, and so I still have the original PDF for the 18 count if I want to go back to it, and I also have the one for this one if I decide. I just, look at that. That's just, ugh. And I do it in a hoop and everything, and like, I don't have crazy tension. Like, I'm not yanking. But it's just so, it looks like there's stars, but that's just the fabric. So, that's the saga for Persephone. I'm going to attempt to restart it today at some point. I am finishing up kitting up another project today, and then after I'm done with that, I plan to sit down with Persephone. And then I showed you the art for Hades and Persephone by Margaret Morales, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is the only Heaven and Earth Designs I have, because, good lord, I'm not doing 300,000 stitches. We already decided this is going to be my magnum opus. Because at this rate that I am doing it, I will be done in 8.5 years. Because I am trying to do 8% a month. I have almost 2% done. Because I started this Christmas Eve. This was my Christmas Eve start. Is Hades and Persephone by Margaret Morales. 25 count, 2/1, half cross. And look how much better this, even the dark. Look how much better this looks. Like, it looks so much better than Persephone. And I don't understand why. Like, I do the same exact thing. The only thing I can think of is that it has way more confetti going on. Because, like, this is 50 Shades of Grey hell over here. Now, granted, I got into some of the darker colors, which is fun, and is not doing it nearly as bad as Persephone is. So, this is currently at 5,279 stitches out of 294,500. It is almost at 2%. It's not quite. 2% is my goal for February. Right now, I am trying to do 1% on it a month. That will probably change because I'm not sure I want to take 8 years to get this done. However, I probably won't do any more Heaven and Earth starts just because they are so big. And I only need one magnum opus. And I mean, one of the biggest reasons I got this was because I actually got the diamond painting of it a couple years ago. And like, I don't have room in our tiny 550 square foot apartment to get out a diamond painting of that size. Whereas I can put this in an urge hoop and then sit down and work on it on the couch. A lot easier. So I don't have to have a flat surface. And I really want this piece so bad. This was my reward for passing the harder license. That license has a 40% pass rate. And you needed 70, I got 75, so I earned this. I earned this, and it took me forever to start it because it was on 25 count and I was scared. So I decided to start it on Christmas Eve because I had like 3 days off and was like, you know what, I'm gonna sit down and work on it. And then I'm in 50 Shades of Grey hell. I had to get a neck light just for this project because I could not. There's so many grays. Like this is all stitched right there. You can barely see it. And so like I had to get a neck light because I'm like, I can't tell where the stitching is. Anyway, that is Hades and Persephone. I will be done with this. I'm hoping by the time I'm 40. I'm 34. Maybe. Alright. So, our next project that I started. Well, actually, I started Trash Summoners and Earth Dragon after that, but they're both finished. So then I realized that I don't have anything for my husband. So my husband is the sweetest man on the planet. I love him to death. He is my enabler. He helped me grow a backbone. He's my guy. So I decided to make something for him. So his favorite movie from when he was a kid is called The Last Unicorn. So I found, and ironically enough, it was GlitchStitchAU that had it. I found the tapestry from The Last Unicorn. So we're gonna make this for him. Now it is 900,000 stitches. It is 300 by 300. I only have 1% of it done because it also can be in not only my full coverage rotation, but because it's so small and has not a bajillion and a half colors. I almost showed you the back. I can actually take it to work because it's not huge. So this is all I have so far, is the sky. It's actually just real color blocky right now in the sky, which is fine. It's actually really nice to get out when I'm like half dead in the head. Now granted, this is a little sparse right here, like Persephone, but it's for my husband, and I don't want it any smaller than this, because this is going to be a nice 12 by 12 when it's done, and I think that's perfect for the wall. My goal for this one is actually to try to get it done by our 10th anniversary. We just celebrated 7 years in November. My whole goal is to get this done by our 10th, which is in 2028 in November. So that's my hope. It's so pretty. It's got really nice colors though. I was really surprised by the color palette on this one. But it also can go on my work wheel. So I'm actually going to probably sit down and make a full coverage wheel at some point to decide what full coverage I work on. Because, well, you'll see in plans, I have another one that I want to start other than the WIPs I already have. But I also have a work wheel that I spin twice. And, this one can go on it because it doesn't have like 4 rings of colors like some of my other full coverage. I think it only has 35. So I can actually like work on it at work where some of the other ones I can't. It's also small enough. All right, now, oh, and I started that one February 5th of this year. So I haven't started. It's only come out a few times this year. The next start I have is Forest Sprites. Ooh, sorry. Forest Sprites by MoonlitDesigns. I have a picture. So I am a fox girl. Always been a fox girl. Love foxes. They seem to be domesticating themselves, and I am wholeheartedly agreed. Please. So I'm not a green person though. I'm a purple person, but I could not because this reminds me of Princess Mononoke with the Kodamas in the background. However, this has already been frogged once. Made a counting error. Had to frog it a little bit. And because I had like the entire moon in that picture done. I had to frog the moon because it did not line up. So this got put in timeout for a little bit because it is essentially full coverage, but I don't have a lot done. This is 18 count, I believe. Yeah, 18 count Aida. It is shadow. I bought this thinking that it was a blue and it's like green. Like that's pretty true color right there. And so it was more green than I was expecting, so I thought this would look nice on it. So that's one of the little duders. And then I had like the entire moon filled in, like outlined, and it turned out that I had messed up the counting on like the light green section. So anyway, it got put in timeout for a little bit in favor of some other things. But that one's called the Forest Sprites by MoonlitPatterns. I saw that one and I'm a fox girl. I'm surprised I haven't done the Art Nouveau Fox by NeedleLotDesigns yet. Okay, so there's only 2 more. 3 more starts. And 2 of them are the same designer because I have a type. So the first one is I'm a Sucker for You by NeedleLotDesigns. My husband loves puns. We love Krakens in this house. It's fun. So I actually went to my local needle shop to kit this up and found Squid Ink by, I think it was like Needle Art is what the tag said. Here we are. Say hello to my little friend. So this one got pulled twice for 2 weeks for my backpack stitching. I don't know why, but it did. So I've gotten a lot done. I actually am at, where is it? 50%. I'm at 50%. It's 8,486 stitches. I'm at 4,241 for 50%. I decided last time I got his head done, and so I decided to start on the ship, and my god, does that look good. Jesus, it looks so good. Oh my god. And that's a little more accurate on the color. I got this from a local 45 minutes away, there and back. It's like 2 hours there and back, but that's fine. and it's called Squid Ink. It is an 18 count Aida, and yeah, oh my god, those colors. It is so graphic on this, and like, I'm planning, because I'm a sappy person, and I mean it's Valentine's Day, so we'll talk about it. I'm planning on backstitching our wedding date, like right here. Just something small. I'm not like looking to be like big and flashy with it, but I think I might backstitch our wedding date here, and then maybe put our initials somewhere in it. I just think that would be really fun, because it's for my husband anyway, because he loves a pun, and it's a Kraken. I mean, come on. It's also orange on green fabric, which is his 2 favorite colors. So, yeah, that's one of my favorite. I love this one. This one's fun. This one I've been working on a lot of work this week, because these two, this one and the next one, were my spins this last week. So that one I started on the 2nd of February. This one I started on the 9th. There was a big gap between the two, so this is, I should show you the picture before I show you the thing. This is Cerberus by NeedleLotDesigns. The Kraken is also by NeedleLotDesigns, but this is Cerberus. Don't we love him? Don't we love him? I mean, come on. Oh. Anyway, so I started him on the 9th of February. Yeah, okay. And he came with me last week. He is 10,000 stitches, 10,050 stitches. I don't know how to say that. And it currently has 2,297 stitches for 23%. I have his chest mostly done. I decided that I didn't want to come and do his heads. I'll do his heads last, because I think that'd be fun. And then last time I was working on him, I outlined the skull. Part of the skull. That's his eye and his nose, and did some of the border. This is 18 count vintage country mocha, I believe. The lady at the shop was super kind and cut it for me to size. So I started in the middle because it should be perfect for him. And I love it because it kind of looks like dunes in the background, like waves of sand. So considering how Egyptian he looks, I thought that would be nice. So that is Cerberus by NeedleLotDesigns. Okay, and my final WIP, this is the newest start I've had. I started this on the 11th. I didn't do a picture for this one. So I've been trying to start this for a while, and I don't normally do samplers, but I love Beauty and the Beast, and I found this one. Oh, it's from Etsy. I didn't write down the person. I'll try to put it in the description, who it's by. I'll try to link it. Anyway, but, so it's this bunch of roses. And I've been trying to start it a few times. I tried it on a bit of 36 count. Didn't like it. And I wanted to do something fun. Like a fun floss. So I started it on 28 count Huntress by Pictureless Floss with some fancy floss. It is Gentle Arts, and it is Punchberry, I think. Yeah, it's Punchberry, and I think these are going to be gorgeous. Although I have to think really hard when I do this because, oh my god, the stitches are tiny. They are so tiny, but they're fun. So it should fit on here. I did the math. It should fit. It is 39,942 stitches. I have only done 890. That is 890 stitches. My god. But I love how subtle the variation is. Like, the variation in color is so subtle. Like, it almost looks like shadows, but it's not. Ugh. I'm so happy with that pick. So yeah. So that is all of my current WIPs. I am planning on starting a few things in the next couple days. One of them, I actually have the fabric here to show you. I told a friend of mine to look at NeedleLotDesigns' website and tell me what she would like, and she picked the Poison Dart Frog, which is adorable. Oh my god, she is so cute. She likes amphibians. She has a lot of snakes and a fish, I think she had a tarantula or something. So I ordered from 123 Stitch. Oops. I apologize for the ripping and tearing. Anyway, from 123 Stitch, I bought this piece of fabric. It is 14 count Aurora by Picture This Plus, I believe. Yeah. And I thought that frog would look so cute in the middle of this. So, we're going to do Poison Dart Frog on here. I have everything, I just have to do the floss drops and get it in a bag. Yeah. And I was working on the floss drops today. The other one I am planning on starting this week is... oh god, what is it called? I always get the name wrong. Hold on. Okay, that is what it's called. Okay. It is called What Blooms from Death. It is by Chrissabug, charted by ThreadGeeks. It is retired. But I got 28 count yesterday specifically to get this. I have all the flosks ready. I'm getting ready to kit it up right now and turn them into floss drops. I have another Cone of Doom because apparently I hate myself and like black. And I was worried that the 25 count would have the same problem that Persephone did, but I love this piece. I shouldn't say I hate. I'm not a fan of orange, but my god, is that beautiful. Oh, so good. That one is very large. It is 160,000 stitches. So I'm planning on starting that in the next couple of days. 2 more plans, and then we will wrap it up. I know I'm almost at an hour. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I have a lot of projects. Anyway, so we're going to talk about this one, and then we will talk about the fun one at the end. So I decided that I wanted to try to do, I think it's JetX Stitch sells e-patterns on Etsy. And so I bought Persephone's Garden because if you haven't noticed, I like Persephone. Persephone's a fun character. I love her. So I got Persephone's Garden. I have all of the floss kitted. And I'm trying to decide. There is going to be a little bit of crinkling. I apologize. But I had bought these 28 count fabrics. And I can't decide if I want to use this one, which is Mystic. I thought this one would be fine. This would be great. This is just a dark blue models. Lovely, would look good with that red. It's kind of like that. It's almost a jeans color. But like, I think with that light blue and that dark red, it would look really nice. This is Mystic. But I also have this one. This is Crystal by Picture This Plus. That's all sparkle. It'll fit on both. But I don't know which one I want. If you have any suggestions, comment your favorite. I don't know, because I'm afraid that the sparkle is going to take away. I don't know. But then, like, meh. Sparkle. I don't know. So, if you have an opinion, please let me know. Because I don't know yet. They're 28 count. They're both 28 count. They just fit on either one. I think it'd be gorgeous on either one, but I cannot decide for the life of me which one I want more. Because, I mean, they're both about the same kind of blue, but, like, I don't know. And then the last thing, the last pattern we will talk about. So I said earlier that my dog is a little funky. I love her. She's great. She is my pride and joy. I love her to death. She loves everyone. She will love you if you ask. That's Izzy. And she is my baby. She, however, is built like a barrel and colored like a hound. Which means finding cross-stitch pieces that look like her really hard. Okay? Because I have this want when I am old and gray of having a wall of all of my animals, because we don't plan to have kids. I grew up in a family of 7. I have 10 nieces and nephews. I was a nanny for 5 years. I am done with children. I have done all of my parenting already. So I would want a wall of all of my animals over the years, because we were gonna have a lot. The only reason we don't have more now is because our apartment is tiny, right? So I was watching Stitching with Mel the other day, and she has a cross stitch pattern that looks like her dog, Dizzy, I want to say his name is. Gonna be so mad if I got that wrong. I am so sorry, Mel, if you see this and I got your dog's name wrong. I want to say Dizzy, but he is adorable, and she's gotten to the face, and the face looks phenomenal. So she got the chart from Cross Stitch for Everyone. So it's $20 to get your dog charted, and she does like art for it, and it's AI, and it's fine. That's fine. AI is going to be a thing anymore. I just don't like it when people do it and don't tell you they're doing it. So I figured $20 is $20. That's fine. Whatever. If it's bad, it's bad. I've spent $20 on worse. Right? And so I bought it. I sent her the information about my dog. I sent her a bunch of pictures. The one I showed you included, right? And then she got back to me that evening with the samples. And y'all, I cried, because it was Izzy, and I've tried the stamped kits where you send them just a picture, and I've tried those, and they look terrible, and it was just Izzy. It was my baby girl. Like, I was in tears, because I've been trying for so long to find something. So we went back and forth for a minute, changed the colors of the background, changed like how she was looking, her at the screen or not. And then the next morning she sends me the chart. That's my baby. That's my baby girl. And I love her. So 123 Stitch is I have an order, and it's gonna be here next week sometime with all of the flosses and the fabric. This is going to be 12 by 12 on 25 count, and I'm going to start it right away. I don't know, I'm going to backstitch her name and her gotcha day on there somewhere. I'm honestly thinking about backstitching her name on the collar, but it's her. She has the little Roddy eyebrows, and it looks like she's like, adventure? Are we gonna go? Because that's just her. She's up for anything. She's ready to go when you are. If you're gonna go somewhere, she's like, cool, I'm coming. Let's go. I don't care where we're going. If we're going, I'm on it. I'm happy for an adventure. God, I'm gonna tear up. Anyway, cross stitch for everyone. I will link it down below. She did a wonderful job. Beautiful. Oh my god, no notes. But I will be starting that as soon as I get the stuff for it. It's supposed to come next week. I got the tracking for it already, but I will be starting that one as soon as possible, so you will see it. And I think that is everything. So, we would like to talk about stats for a moment. In January, I stitched 24 out of 31 days. I did a total of 22,135 stitches, which I was shocked by. I did not think I was going to do that many. My highest stitching day actually changed to a day in February, so that's gonna have to wait. But I really like this like way of looking at things, looking at the data. But yeah. So I think that's it for today. I am going to try to show up every 2-ish weeks. Is going to be my attempt. If not once a month. However, if you guys would like, we shall spin for my smalls for next week. Because I like doing this. I like when other people do this, so we might as well have some fun. So this is my smalls wheel. It is the Kraken, Cerberus, Last Unicorn. I have Zelda Through the Ages, which is a GlitchStitchAU pattern. I have not started yet. I forgot to talk about it. But I will show you if it spins. Stardew Valley, Haunted Doll Shop, and Persephone, the Carolyn Manning. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to spin and see what I'm working on next week. Cerberus! Again! Oh my god! It's the 3rd week in a row. Okay? And Haunted Doll Shop. Alright. So, I will be working on Cerberus and Haunted Doll Shop next week. I will make sure that those go in my bag after I put them away. And they go into my backpack. So, other than that, I think that I will wait to talk about any books or gaming until next time because this is already over an hour long. I don't suspect that my other ones will be this long, but I'm going to try for every 2 weeks. I'm not sure I do enough in a week to warrant one every week. So we're gonna go for 2 weeks. But hopefully I'm going to finish kitting up What Blooms from Death. I am going to probably either start that or Persephone tonight, or restart Persephone tonight. And then I don't know. We'll see where the time takes me. But I do know that next week will be Haunted Doll Shop and Cerberus. We'll just call it Cerberus. Cerberus sounds weird. I don't know. I understand why I should call it that, but it sounds weird. I'm also looking forward to the fact I did join NeedleLot's Ko-Fi, so I'm looking forward to the stitch along at some point. The finish that I have not shown you is actually the one from last year. I didn't do it as a stitch along, but I found it afterwards, and I did that one, the Mythical Beast. And so I will show you that. I'm going to try to fully finish it in the next 2 weeks. That way I can show that one to you, and Epic's fix. Anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed my ramblings. I am mortified that this is probably going to be the version that goes up because I am just that way, but I'm working on it. So I hope you have a good rest of your day, a good rest of your week. I hope to see you in 2 weeks, and I'm taking from a YouTuber that I watch. I will say that you are enough. You are wanted, and if you ever need an ear or a shoulder, reach out to me. Instagram, TikTok, even on YouTube. I will check all of my messages. I don't have an email yet, but yeah, if you need something or just want to say hi, I would be more than happy to say hi. So, alright. You're good. You're enough. And I hope you have a good rest of your week. Bye.